Most people are slaves to their emotions. One comment can destroy their peace. One glance can shift their confidence. One opinion can rewrite their identity. But not you. Not after this. You're here to master the one skill that separates the powerful from the powerless. Emotional control. The moment you stop reacting, you start commanding. This audiobook is your training ground to stop being pulled by emotion and start moving by discipline. You're not here to feel better. You're here to get stronger. Let's begin.
Absolutely. Here's the full audiobook script, 1,050 worders. Chapter 1. Stop reacting, start responding. Repetition phrase, you have a choice. Most people live on emotional autopilot. They react before they think. They speak before they breathe. They move before they mean to. And then they spend hours, days, sometimes years, cleaning up the damage from a 5-second reaction. That's not control. That's chaos. And chaos is weakness. You want to be powerful? You want to be respected? Then stop reacting, start responding. Because here's the truth. Power begins in the pause. Right there, in the 2 seconds between what happens to you and what you choose to do about it. That space, that tiny invisible reaction gap is where maturity lives. It's where strength is born. It's where emotional control begins. You have a choice. Every time someone disrespects you, you have a choice. Someone ignores you, you have a choice. Someone lies, insults, provokes, you still have a choice. Weak people forget they have one. Strong people use it. That's the difference between reaction and response. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. Reaction is emotional. Response is strategic. Reaction is what the world expects. Response is what the world remembers. So let's train that gap. Let's train that pause. Because that's your weapon, the reaction gap. When something triggers you, you get a burst of emotion. That surge, it's biochemical. It's fast, it's real. But it's also temporary. Anger lasts 90 seconds if you don't feed it with more thought. 90 seconds, that's it. Most people never let those 90 seconds pass. They feed the fire with words, arguments, stories, drama. They burn everything around them and then blame the world for the ashes. You're not going to live that way anymore. You're going to claim your 2-second rule, your reaction gap. That's where you win. That's where you separate yourself from everyone else. When the emotion hits, don't move, don't speak, don't post, don't text. Pause, breathe, own that moment. In that space, your power returns. You have a choice. Say it with me. You have a choice. The art of the pause. Let's make this practical. The next time you feel your heart race, breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale for 4. That's it. That single breath resets your nervous system. That single breath reclaims your control. Then fix your posture. Lift your chin. Drop your shoulders. Stand tall. Why? Because your body leads your mind. You can't think clearly while your body screams chaos. Then control your tone. You can say the same words, calm or aggressive, and get 2 different worlds in return. Tone is everything. It's the emotional temperature you set for the room. You want to lead? Then lower the temperature. Remember, reacting gives power away. Responding takes it back. Why people react? You react when you need to prove something. You react when you feel insecure. You react when you've given the world permission to control you. That's why you get angry. That's why you lash out. That's why you can't sleep. Because you let them run your emotions. It's not about what they said. It's about how much you allowed it to matter. You have a choice. Always. You can't stop people from disrespecting you. You can't stop life from testing you. But you can stop giving every event emotional power. That's control. That's discipline. That's leadership. Stop asking, why did they do that? Start asking, why did I react? Because that's where growth begins. That's where peace begins. Real power looks calm. Watch the strongest people on earth, the ones who lead under chaos. They don't panic, they don't shout, they don't flinch. Their calm makes others calm. Their stillness leads the storm. That's what you're building here. Calm power. When everyone else is emotional, you'll be grounded. When they explode, you'll breathe. When they fight for attention, you'll walk away in silence. That's not weakness, that's mastery. You'll notice how uncomfortable people get when they can't shake you. They'll try harder. They'll test you. They'll poke, insult, gossip, anything to pull you out of your center. Don't take the bait. Smile internally. Because when they lose control and you don't, you've already won. That's the silent game of strength. Calm always wins. Emotional control is training. You're not born calm. You train it. You build it one pause, one breath, one decision at a time. Every moment is practice. The more you pause, the faster you recognize the gap. The faster you recognize the gap, the shorter your chaos lasts. And eventually, that control becomes automatic, not robotic, intentional. You'll still feel emotion. You'll still care. You just won't be owned by it. You'll choose your reaction instead of being chosen by it. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals, between chaos and command. You have a choice. Remember that. What happens when you don't react? When you stop reacting, three things happen. One, you become unpredictable. People lose power over you because they can't control your response. Two, you save energy. Every fight avoided is strength saved. Every silence builds endurance. Three, you gain respect. Because nothing commands more attention than composure under pressure. Power doesn't need to prove itself. It's quiet. You don't need to react to every challenge. You don't need to defend every opinion. You don't need to explain your piece. Silence is the statement. The discipline of response. Here's the truth. You don't control the world. You only control how you move through it. That's your power. That's your peace. When you respond, not react, you're no longer a prisoner of the moment. You're the architect of it. You design your tone, you design your posture, you design your direction. That's emotional discipline, and it's rare. Most people won't understand it. They'll call you cold, detached, emotionless. That's fine. Let them talk. You'll be too busy leading yourself to care. Because control isn't about suppression. It's about clarity. It's about deciding my emotions serve me, not the other way around. You have a choice every time. Closing transition. You've just learned the first law of emotional control. Pause before you act. That pause is your power. That pause is your peace. That pause is what separates the weak from the disciplined. You mastered the gap, the space between chaos and control. Now it's time to protect the energy that gap creates, because once you stop reacting, you start conserving power. And power is your true currency. Next, Chapter 2. Your feelings aren't facts. Would you like me to write Chapter 2? Your feelings aren't facts, approximately 1,000 words, next, in the exact same voice, pacing, and repetition style?